Welcome back to our channel Respect Education. Now we see chapter 3 polynomials in that exercise 3.2. Right? Let us see first question. The graphs of y equal to p of x are given in the figure below for some polynomials p of x. In each case, find the number of zeros of the given polynomial p of x. See here, I have drawn figure A. This is the graph given for us, children. Here you see this is called x-axis and this is y-axis. This x-axis here, if you take the points, this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, right? Here, if the given graph it passes through this minus 2, then we can say that minus 2 is a 0 of the polynomial. For example, here the graph is, instead of giving parallel line, suppose if it is given passing through minus 2, again it is touching y-axis, then again it is passing through plus 3, then we can say here minus 2 is a 0 and 3 is also another 0. So this polynomial has two zeros when if the given graph intersects x-axis at two distinct points. That means here you need to understand the number of zeros is nothing but the number of times the graph intersects the x-axis. Here you understand, children, the given graph is here, that is parallel to x-axis. It does not intersect at all. It does not intersect x-axis at all. It intersects y-axis, but that will not come under account of number of zeros. So here you can write that the number of zeros of p of x is 0, as here we need to write the reason, children, as the graph does not intersect the x-axis at all. Here you need to understand once again, the given graph does not intersect x-axis at all. That is the reason here the number of zeros of the given polynomial is 0. Now let us see next bit, that is second bit. Here is the graph given. Now here we are asked to write the number of zeros. Here you observe, children, the given graph it intersects x-axis at only one point, right? So this graph has only one zero. Let us write that one only. The number of zeros of p of x is 1 as it intersects, or we can write as the graph intersects x-axis at only one point. So here as it intersects x-axis at one point only, that is the reason the graph of the given polynomial or the polynomial has only one zero. Now let us see next bit, that is third bit. So this is the given graph. First, before starting the answer, let us count at how many points the graph intersects x-axis. This is the first point. This intersects, but it is y-axis, so we need not count it. So this is the second point, this is the third point. So let us write the answer now. The number of zeros of p of x is 1, 2, 3 is 3, as the graph of p of x intersects at the x-axis at 3 points. Let us see next bit, that is fourth bit. Here this is the given graph. So before writing the answer, let us count. here you see this is the first time and this is second time, so the graph intersects x-axis at 2 points. So here it has 2 zeros. Let us write the same thing. The number of zeros of p of x is, here you see 2 points. So the number of zeros of p of x is 2 as the graph of p of x intersects the x-axis at 2 points. At 2 points. Now let us do next bit, that is fifth bit. See here the graph intersects x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So let us start the answer here. The number of zeros of p of x is, here I have seen 4. So number of zeros is 4 as the graph intersects the x-axis at 4 points. Now let us see next bit, that is sixth bit. See here the graph intersects x-axis at 1, this is 2, this is 3. So we can write the answer. The number of zeros of p of x is, see here 1, 2, 3. So number of zeros is 3 as the graph of p of x intersects the x-axis at 3 points. So this is how, by counting the number of intersection points on the x-axis, we can conclude the number of the zeros of the given polynomial. Now let us see next question, that is question number 2. Find the zeros of the given polynomials. In this first bit, p of x equal to 3x. Here the meaning of the question is, for which value of x this p of x will be 0. So for that we need to follow a small procedure with which we will get the answer easily. So here let us take, so let p of x is equal to 0. Let us take the p of x equal to 0. That means here you see p of x is nothing but 3x. So 3x is 0. From this we are going to find the value of x. So here x is equal to, this is 3 into, let us send 3 that side, it will become 0 divided by 3. So 0 by 3 is nothing but 0. So finally x equal to 0, right? Now the answer is, find the zeros of the polynomial. Therefore the 0 of the polynomial, or we can write p of x, is x equal to 0. Okay, here I would like to give you a small conclusion, children, confirmation here. How this p of x, for this p of x, how this x equal to 0 is 0? It's very simple. See, here you can check whether is x equal to 0 a 0 for the p of x or not. So here given p of x equal to 3x. Now let us substitute in place of x 0. Then p of 0 is 3 into 0. 3 into 0 is 0. That means here, who makes the given polynomial 0? 0 makes the given polynomial 0. That is the reason here, children, the 0 of the p of x means 0 of the given polynomial 3x is x equal to 0, right? Now let us see next bit, that is second bit. P of x equal x square plus 5x plus 6. Actually, for solving this problem, there are two methods, children. So I will tell you both the methods. Let us see the method one, first method. First we need to substitute in place of x various values. somewhere we get p of that value is 0. By the time the value what made the polynomial 0, that will be the 0 of the given polynomial. It may be a little bit confusing. So while solving you will come to know. Let us substitute in place of x. I am substituting 0 first. So p of 0 is nothing but this is 0 square plus 5 into 0 plus 6. So it is 0 square is 0 plus 5 zeros are 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. So 0 plus 6 is finally it is 0. So the question is that is p of 0 0? No, p of 0 is 6. So in this case 0 cannot be the 0 for the given polynomial. Is it clear? Because p of 0 is not equal to 0, that is the reason here 0 cannot be the 0 for this. Now let us substitute p of x is equal to 1, means in place of x I am writing 1 here. So it is p of 1 becomes 1 square plus 5 into 1 plus 6. 1 square is 1, 1 plus 5 1 are 5, 1 plus 5 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12. So this is also not 0, this is also not 0. Now let us substitute in place of x minus 1, right? So it is p of minus 1 becomes minus 1 whole square plus 5 into minus 1 plus 6. Minus 1 whole square is plus 1, right? This is 1 minus 5 plus 6. 1 plus 6 is 7, 7 minus 5 is 2, this is also non-zero, right? Let us substitute. Here we can substitute 2 also children, but here simple logic you see. Here all the terms are positive. If you substitute 2, then it definitely it won't be 0. For example, you see 2 square is 4, 5 2s are 10, 14 plus 6 20. So that's why let us check with negative numbers. So here I am taking minus 2. So p of minus 2 is minus 2 whole square plus 5 into minus 2 plus 6. Now here you see minus 2 whole square is plus 4 minus 5 2s are 10, here this plus 6. So finally 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 minus 10 is 0. Here you catch it children. P of minus 2 becomes 0, right? Here P of minus 2 becomes 0. That is the reason here find the zeros. So we found 1 0, that is minus 2 is a 0 of P of x. Here you can think, can we conclude the problem here? You just observe the given question. This is a quadratic polynomial because its degree is 2. When its degree is 2, it will have maximum 2 roots or 2 zeros. Maximum 2 zeros means here better we can go for another 0 also, because already we got one of them. It is not compulsory that it should have 2, but maximum 2 zeros it can have. So here let us take another number, that is I am taking here. If I take for example plus 3, again it becomes more, as every term is positive. I am taking minus 3 children. So x equal to minus 3. Now here p of minus 3 equal to minus 3 whole square plus 5 into minus 3 plus 6. So minus 3 whole square is 9, plus and minus minus 5 3s are 15. So minus 15 plus this 6, 9 plus 6 is 15, 15 minus 15 is 0, right? So here we got p of minus 3 is 0, that is the reason minus 3 is a 0 of p of x. As I have told you, its degree is 2, so at most means maximum it will have only 2 zeros. So the required zeros we got here. Therefore we can write as minus 2 and minus 3 are the zeros of the given p of x. Now let us solve the same bit, that is second bit, p of x equal x square plus 5x plus 6 in another method. So let us take it as alternate method. So in examination you can do either the previous one or this one. Actually this method it will be introduced in the chapter 5, that is quadratic equation, which you are going to learn in the further classes. So here let us take, let p of x equal to 0, then what happens here, x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0, right? Here you see children, x square coefficient is 1, the constant is 6. Let us multiply these two first. 6 1s are 6, right? So for that 6, Here I repeat, x square coefficient is 1, constant is 6. Multiply these two. So 1 into 6 or 6 into 1, that is 6. Let us write the factors of 6 now. 1 into 6 is 6, 2 into 3 is 6, 3 into 2 is 6. Here when we get repetition, we can stop. Now here, as every term is positive, by adding which numbers we are getting the middle number, that is 5. By adding which pair of numbers we get middle number 5. Here you see 1 plus 6 is 7, that is not 5, so this pair is not suitable. 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, so any one of them can be taken because both are equal. Here 2 and 3, here 3 and 2, both are equal. So here let us take either 2 and 3, or else you can take 3 and 2 also, no problem. So here I am splitting the middle term as x square, right as it is. 5x I am splitting as 2x plus 3x. 2x plus 3x, 6 I am writing as it is. This is called splitting the middle term. Now here I take in first 2 I take x common. So here x square and 2x, when I take x common, here one x is left, plus in 2x, x I have taken as common, so 2 is left. In these two terms I am taking 3 as common. In 3x, when the 3 goes as common, x is left here, plus here in 6, that is 3 into 2. Here you see 3 came out, so here 2 is left. So again now x into x plus 2 is one term, 3 into x plus 2 is second term. So in these two terms, x plus 2 is common. I am taking x plus 2 common. Here x is left, here 3 is left. Clear? In this x into x plus 2 plus 3 into x plus 2, I am taking x plus 2 common. Here x is left and 3 is left, so is equal to 0. When the product of two polynomials becomes 0, then individually either x plus 2 is 0 or x plus 3 is 0. So here let us send plus 2 that side, x equal to minus 2 or x equal to plus 3 becomes this side, it is minus 3. Here you see children, x equal to minus 2 and x equal to minus 3. Therefore here we can write that, find the zeros, minus 2 and minus 3 are the zeros of the given polynomial p of x. This is another way to solve the same problem.